you might have heard that it's not only our nutrition and movement which impacts our weight loss, yes, or keeping the extra weight, but it's also, it can be subconscious as well, but yeah, logically we can understand, okay, maybe some childhood trauma, or maybe it's a mechanism of me protecting myself, keeping that extra weight. Sometimes it can be, a woman is keeping the extra weight to kind of like that the men don't look at her, so she's kind of protecting herself from men. This is, a bit weird, but yeah, and we logically understand these things, but it's difficult to recognize those patterns in ourselves. So when, for example, I was getting to my dream shape, there was this moment that, sorry, I had to stop the video because there was some noise. Basically, I didn't think that I have any subconscious limitations, and but when I started to get to that really like my dream body as I really wanted, I got scared. I was like, oh my God, I am actually getting there. And all the things, all the responsibilities which come together, like I am kind of letting go my old comfortable self, So, yes, we exercise, we diet, or let's say we just eat healthy food, but then there's this psychological aspect as well, the subconscious, which doesn't want, subconscious or not subconscious, like we say that our brain, it wants that you stay at the same place. It doesn't want any change because that's safe. And that's actually, subconscious or physiological, yeah, logical, that the brain gets scared. The brain gets a little bit scared. Whoa, so now you might get more attention, you might get more attention. How do you deal with that? So yeah, sometimes it's not so easy, we cannot just analyze and just recognize every little thing which we have, every little trauma. It's of course worth working on, because sometimes you can recognize, but some subconscious things surface up only when you actually meet them, like it was for me. That it's good that I didn't stop. I still didn't stop. I was very happy. I was really happy, but I recognized that, oh my God, I had this fear of being the best version of myself, So then you think, okay, so maybe I was kind of a victim. Maybe I was playing victim and like, oh, I cannot get to my dream body. I am lower than everyone else. I'm just saying now, generalized, but like, I'm lower. It's not for me. It's not given to me. Therefore, I don't have to do anything for that as well, because anyways, I will not get what I want. So it's also kind of removing the responsibility from yourself. I'm very curious if you, because I'm really talking now from my heart. And if you have any comments on this, just post, please. I will be so curious if anyone else had it, that you actually recognized your subconscious limitation, or what happened when you met with it, because I was working a lot on the subconscious, and I never thought that I have anything. I understood that I'm not getting where I want. I'm not getting where I want. There's something I don't see. There's something I don't understand. And then I just trusted the process. I said, look, I will do the meditations. I will just be relaxing, like counterbalancing the stress, That's what you should do, right? Counterbalance the stress, nutrition, and movement. I will just do it and see where it takes me. And it's very difficult. You have to silence your brain also, because brain, it will tell you, oh, it's okay, do just 10 minutes of the workout, it's okay, you know, like don't do half an hour, 10 minutes, you did something, right? So it's fine. And then it's difficult to switch that off when it happens, you know, to switch that voice and just continue to do what you have to do. And you know, I did it. I learned how to, because I was meditating as well. Meditating helps you enormously to be more self-aware, more conscious of the things you do, controlling yourself, you know, because when you're running, all this stress, we just lose control over ourselves, you know. And all these things connected, it brought me to my goal. I was so happy. I was so happy. At the same time, I was scared. It's like you have some goal, a big goal, and you're on the edge of getting it. And it's like, oh my God, now I'm actually, or I don't know, you're on a roller coaster. You really wanted, you know, you really wanted to be there, and then you're actually at the edge, and you know it will be so exciting, so amazing, but it's so scary as well, you know. And that's how it felt for me, that I started to see that, okay, now I'm getting that body I want, but oh my God, now I have to change things, or do I have to, how do I live with it, you know? How do I live with this new body? Like, I have to drop the habit of complaining. I have to maybe buy new clothes. I am now in that category, you know, in a different category of the slim people, you know. And now I say it and I feel bad, actually, that I say like that, you know. So what does that mean? That I don't feel completely there. I don't know, you know, like, yeah, you know, it's like I am scared to insult those other people, or the one which I was, or, you know, do I have a right to look how I want to look, or I will not be or look as I want to because I will insult someone? Because, you know, it's just, it's so intertwined, and it's just so complicated, you know, because it can also stem from your family. For example, my mom, now that I speak about it, my mom, she would always be scared to be too thin. She would say, but I mean, she was not so thin. She was normal shape. She was not too thin for sure. I would say she could even, at some stages, she could even lose a little bit of weight, and she would think that she's too thin. That's so weird, you know? It's also something psychological. And then maybe I got it from her, and I just cannot grasp it logically. But you know what I did also? I also reprogrammed myself. I was telling myself that genetically I'm like my dad. My dad is he's thin, you know. And I was always kind of told that, oh, you are your grandma's body type, because my grandma, she just didn't, you know, it's also the generation after the war, so they didn't learn how to eat properly, you know. It was like eat to get calories. And yes, now she's overweight. I mean, it's for sure not her, she's not obese, but it's not her, it shouldn't be her normal weight, you know. And it would always be like, oh, you are you're like your grandma more, you know. And I'm like, okay, that's how I should be then, that's how I am, and I cannot change that. Even though I will try to lose weight, I will still be curvy. And that's not true. That's so weird, you know? It's like, and then I started to tell myself that I am more like my dad. I'm genetically like my dad. My dad is thin, and he had difficulty to gain muscle or weight, actually, you know? He told me, us, you know, a story that he was telling it, that he would always want to gain weight and he would eat a lot, but he didn't gain much more. And then he just dropped it, and then I started to tell myself, I am like my dad, I'm thin like my dad, and I think that helped. Yeah, so actually I even forgot what's the topic of this video. But I hope I gave you some insights. So see you in the next one.